Hey guys, so today's video is basically just going to be a quick, update slash check-in, as well as something that's a little bit more topical for me because I'm just getting to the end of this peaking block. It actually was going to be a little bit longer, but then I started to really delve into the percentages that I'm approaching this coming week, and I figure probably the end of this week, maybe till next Tuesday, next Wednesday is probably how long I'm going to run this deload totally. And then after that, I'm going to attempt new 1-rep maxes for a couple lifts. We'll see about squat, definitely for deadlift and bench. Finally, I ended up reaching a deadlift goal. Big hurdle that I struggled to get past for a while, and I think a lot of this was just mental. 600 has always been something that was either kind of there or kind of wasn't, but for the first time I was able to get it for multiple reps. I mentioned this in the post about it, but essentially anything over 585 for a double would have been a PR. So even if it was 590 for 2, 585 for 3, it would have been awesome, but I ended up getting 600 pounds or so for a triple, and that's dead stop. So even though I've been doing a lot of touch and go type rep work, the fact that I started mixing in my my sets as far as touch and go and dead stop is kind of helped me a lot. But anyway, to get on to the main topic of this video, it's essentially preparing for a PR. I had somebody come up to me after I got finished all this to kind of just coach them through a few points as far as technique-wise and just picking my brain a little bit in general. And one of the things that came up that I feel like doesn't get really touched on too much is warming up for a potential PR or for a top set in general. And this is different, I guess, depending on what your goal is. If it is for a PR, personally, I'm a big believer in just as far as getting blood and getting the muscles warm itself, try to stick with the lighter weight pretty much as you can. I personally like to do a number of other exercises like band dislocates, band pull aparts, whether thumbs out or thumbs in. I think those are all really useful as far as just being able to kind of get that back engaged a little bit more, being able to feel your rhomboids, your scapula a little bit more. And then on top of that, just getting your chest warmed up. And this can vary from person to person. Something that I like to do is I start off with the bar, maybe do that for 30 or 40 reps. Varying my grip, start off really wide, go inside, then I go to my regular grip with 135 for maybe a set of 10. Set of 15, depending on how stiff or how good I'm feeling, it'll be more or less than that. And then pretty much the last amount of rep work I really end up doing is typically with 225, and that'll sometimes be, most of the time, be around 5 reps or so. And then pretty much after that, no matter how much weight I'm doing, and this is whether it's for squat, bench, or deadlift, I'll normally stick with a 1-rep type of thing, getting a feel for the weight, really having a good balance, I think is really important. So really any set after those first few initial real warm-ups are going to be, for me, I just think more priming type movements. So normally what I'll do, especially, and I'll do this for squat and deadlift with varying weights, normally around for squat, when I start going into my singles with like 315, I'll do 1 set beltless, 1 set belted, kind of varying how my spinal position is just a little bit, so I can get a feel for where I really want the bar sitting. I just think that's what's worked best for me. I'll typically do it a little bit heavier for a deadlift, maybe around 365, maybe 400, depending on the day. But I just really play with the weight and play with, I guess, the same sort of mid-ground weight to really get a feel for how you want the weight to feel in your hands. Personally, I think you don't need to do a lot of the warm-ups, at least with higher reps with these heavier weights, just because you're going to burn yourself out a little bit more. Don't be afraid to take big jumps. I mean, unless you're having a lot of form breakdown, which you shouldn't. So I pretty much think what your goal should be is just get a feel for the weight, get to your top set, and by the time you get to your top set, you should be pretty much 100% dialed in. The bar should be, if you're squatting, it should be on your back where you want it. If it's on your chest, you shouldn't have theoretically any misgrooves. I know that I do every now and then, but normally fixes itself out on the second or third rep. Same thing goes for deadlift. The first rep's always garbage. But because there's no eccentric portion, at least from the start. Your body can't really correct itself except on the way down. But essentially, whether it's a single, double, or triple, those are pretty much the methods I tend to use up to getting to a top set or to a PR in general. Basically, just to get warmed up, just to get used to the weight without necessarily wearing myself out. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. In the meantime, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.